Hi, this is Sherry.
And this is Chris.
And today we wanted to talk to you about, I just wanted to recap on a video that we had, a Facebook Live video we had done a little while back. And what we talked about is when moms think about improving the family's health overall, the first thing a lot of times moms will do is they'll go on a diet. And what we recommended in that video is that mom does not go on a diet, but instead thinks about how she can improve the health of her family overall. So that is what we wanted to bring to you today.
Yeah, and there's a number of reasons for it, right? We know that dieting for the last 50 years, the stats are still the same. It's over a 97% failure rate. And why is that? You know, it's pretty simple when you can step back and take a look at it. We've got a number of dynamics going on, especially in a family. We have moms on the diet eating a whole separate meal plan, and then you still have the kids eating what they want to eat, and they're bringing in foods that challenge the mom, and then there's so many things to sabotage what's going on. And at the same time, with those kids seeing mom go on a diet and they're still eating the foods that they're eating, they're
not setting a good example.
No, and it's building that habit, right? It's building the habit that, oh, I can eat this way at this point, and then I can go on a diet, and then I can come back and eat this way, and then go on a diet. It really sets everybody up for failure. And
what I've seen over the years of working with families in the nutrition end is that a lot of times we look at children as a time where it's free reign to eat whatever you want. It's not a time to think about building healthy habits. You can eat junk. You can, really not even think about the future, but instead focus on what we're recommending is that being a child, it's a time for building healthy habits. And yes, there's times where you can eat outside of your usual, but for the most part, you want your children to begin building healthy habits today.
Right. And it doesn't happen all that easy, right? So here's what we're going to ask you to do. So we're moving away from the diet concept, and we're talking, of course, about getting your family happier and healthier. But you got to start somewhere. And what usually is broken in the model is the parent only assesses themselves and says, all right, I'm going to restrict all these certain types of foods and go on this really niche diet, and that's going to make me very unhappy and set me up, and you usually get sabotaged and you go back to your old ways. Let's wipe that slate clean, get away from that idea, and let's start looking at assessing the family as a whole. And this isn't being the food police and going, oh, you're eating this and you're eating that. Just step back and document that when you see it, what everybody's eating. So it's the food you're bringing into the house. It is what you may or may not, if you have high school age students or middle school age students, they're going to have more and more time away from you. But just document if you know they stopped at a fast food place, you can just kind of note that and see how much time they're eating out, how many times as a family you're eating out during that period, and really take a good close look at everything that's being consumed.
Right, very objectively though, versus being judgmental about it. Really just try to be objective and write down, maybe we're recommending that you write down the things that you're observing and maybe where you can start to make changes, because you can't make a ton of changes at once, especially with a family. You need to do something small to get it going, and
we'll talk about that more in the next video.
Yeah, that's what we'll bring back to you.
We'll give it to you there. And we mentioned it just briefly, and maybe we'll talk about this in a separate one, but being the other side, being the food police, is not the best way to go about it either. No. So just observe and document.
and document, right. So we want to thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time watching us on a Facebook Live, we're Sherry and Chris. Please join us we're on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter. Come on over and visit us over there if you get a chance. if you get it, if we'd really be grateful if you could share this video with another mom, maybe who's looking to make some improvements in her family's health. And we'll be back again soon to talk more about ways to help you to have a happier and healthier family.
See you soon.